Welcome back to an episode of Wrestling Around, where this week we are doing Night of Champions 2015, the last Night of Champions until the one that's going to happen in a couple of weeks in Saudi Arabia. But before we get into that, joining me is a Corvette driving world-class wrestling journalist, Aaron. Aaron, how are we doing?
Very well. Yeah, not bad.
Good, good
How are
stuff.
you?
Not too bad. I tell you, I've been sorting out. I'm moving house, so I've been sorting out my wardrobe, and I have currently next to me 5 bags of clothes, and I've thrown one out. So I was ready to see it. I just gutted my wardrobe. Stuff in there that I've genuinely had since I was at school.
Think any of
Hopefully,
them would fit Terry Peters?
Yeah, but they're all too fashionable for him. Because although some of them are, well, how long have I had in early school? 13 years old. They're still more fashionable than some of the stuff he's got already.
hopefully the Gangrel t-shirts survived the colours.
That went a long time ago, the Gangrel
He'll be disappointed to hear that. He does.
I never answered him which one it was.
He is,
There was stringy bits,
so yeah,
banging and banging. But I feel very what is it? Cathartic is the word, or what it was. Like a couple of pounds later.
you'll regret it. Some days you think you're throwing out stuff you don't need, and then those tight jean shorts you need them suddenly.
Well, most things in that are very tight because I'm a lot bigger now than I was, and I'll never get back to that weight again. And I'm just going to realize I'm not a medium anymore. I've been a medium for about 5 years.
Longer than ours, but no one's saying anything.
Well, yeah, probably about 7 or 8 years.
Now, as someone who's moved t-shirt size recently, it's a freeing experience. You should never have to worry. Any t-shirt now XL because I know it's going to fit, so I don't need to wear them tight anymore. It's just it's going to fit, so XL every time, unless I get a t-shirt from India, in which case XL is far too small. So my Bengaluru FC shirt far too tight. That's an XXL.
I think that's one of the things where you hit 30 and you think, oh no, baggy clothes.
Yeah, that's it now.
I can see that. I've got a year to go, but I can see that.
Just comfort over style.
Don't need to impress anyone.
Yeah.
I have you'll be pleased to know this, Lew. There's I think 9 Fred Perry polo shirts which have not made the cut.
Why have you found out your entire wardrobe?
So I've got rid of 9. I still have
they're all the same, aren't they?
Just different colours.
Yeah,
I the same color. I think
they're different colours.
It's like Simon Cowell. He's packed 5 of the same thing at once. Like, his wardrobe's like Homer Simpson. You used to open it up. It's just the same outfit every day. Like,
I will be replacing them with bigger sizes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've got 4, so I've got 4 left. So I need to get back up to ideally 15. It's a nice number.
I think it's Tom from McFly.
Well, I was gonna rather be
Sick band.
Any of them from Blair. That would be I'd rather be. Right then, Lew, you're also here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I did. I kind of overdid it. I said I had my heat on the news.
Yep.
I had to calm down a bit. So I've got my tea.
Nice mug.
Tea and scones. So.
What's on that scone?
Just a bit of jam.
Oh, it looked like chopped tomatoes.
No, I'm not. That seems like a Terry Peters thing.
You've only jammed one.
Only 1.5, yeah. Don't want to jam all.
Hold up again. Right, okay. I thought you jammed one of 4.
No, two of 4.
Important question: cream first or jam first?
Well, to be honest, I've scrimped. I've just put butter on them today. So get our scones. Well, because we're going away, aren't we? And the cream only had 2 weeks. I thought I'll keep it in the top of it. These scones are 2 days out of date. But I bought them on Saturday. Didn't I? Messaged online shopping. Expired the same day, which is very unlike Tesco. It's a sort of shithead move I'd expect Asda to pull. They do it all the time.
Not on that, is it?
Not Tesco. Very disappointing. So, but they're a bit dry, but all right. But I thought coronation, isn't it? It's
good have scones. You're not fancy
and it's not even tea because I don't like tea. It's not chocolate, to be honest. But tea and scones it was funnier for the bit.
Yeah. Did you not get any coronation quiche?
No, I don't know what it is.
It's the new thing, isn't it? So coronation chicken was when the Queen was coronated. Stood the test of time. No one likes it, but it's still around now. Yeah. And old Chaz has got a coronation quiche. Don't know what flavour it is.
Or rather than that.
Yeah. Did anybody watch the coronation?
Nah, I'd watch paint dry, to be honest.
It was
I turned it on and fell asleep within about 5 minutes.
it was there.
It was long, wasn't it? Very long.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same old stuff, really, wasn't it? Considering,
I turned it on about 12 o'clock. I think he'd not actually been coronated, but he was in wherever he was.
Yeah.
And it said on BBC, on Sky, play from beginning, 3.5 hours before.
Yeah.
What psychopath is clicking on the coronation 3.5 hours learning? I need to watch it all.
Yeah.
Terry Peters, that's what
he's doing tonight. He's not here. He's watching the.
5 times he's watched the coronation.
His coronation street party's over, and no. But if you think about it, I just think they hate the fans because if you think about that, and then what WWE gave us later that night, live from Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
it's got no run-ins, right? Megan won't even. They build this whole thing up. They build this whole storyline with Megan.
yeah.
She's not even there. Harry's there. Didn't even make a run-in. What's the point? Didn't even.
Would it have been better if Meghan Markle had come in and RKO'd Queen Camilla?
Yeah, because to be honest, Camilla had that look on her face of like, I've got away with one here. Just that. I don't know if it's because I've just finished watching The Crown.
You could have booked it perfectly, just as the crown was above his head, just like boom, music,
the old Johnny English moment. Yeah, that was disappointing. That was the I thought The Crown was like the big bit, but he just put it on, didn't even fit.
He gave it a good go, the fella, didn't he?
Nothing. I know, obviously, cost of living and that, but get your own crowns, right? Oh, this crown was like used in like such and such's coronation like 100 years ago.
Right, they've been preparing this for months, so they're not test the crown on his head.
Didn't even get a new crown.
Surely there could have been some old fella who was like the official crown squeezer. Give it a squeeze to make it fit his head a bit better. That's got to be a thing.
Snap back.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Archbishop Canopy just get the buttons. Oh, got a big one.
Yeah. I would say Camilla annoyed me all the way through it because she looked like she was sucking lemons. But the crown was on her head and she was messing with her hair.
And then they got to the balcony and there was bloody 3 Camillas there. And I was like, what's going on now?
Yeah.
It's insane.
That was to stop Meghan with a sniper.
I'm going to ask a question right now. Why is she being crowned as queen when she's been divorced?
I don't know. She was supposed to be queen consort, wasn't she?
She was. She shouldn't be allowed to take the throne at all. Because she's been a divorcee.
Quite hilariously, in my grandma-in-law's flat, they was having she was in a block of flats, like a retirement scheme thing. There was having a king and queen coronation party, and this, because old people get weird about the crown, don't they? Somebody had written on every single flyer, consort next to queen. I'm not even kidding. Every single flyer. So I don't know, but
I thought they had done something where the Queen Elizabeth had kind of said, you know what, after all that, it's fine. Which again is total WWE booking, right? We go through the entire
send in the rules.
But yeah, we go through the entire 5 seasons of The Crown we had now. And to lead up to, you can't do that, can't marry this person, can't marry that person. In the end, he just marries the person from the beginning. We were booking this, If Brian Alvarez was reviewing this, he'd be disgusted at what he was saying.
Is it the ultimate side piece? Stick with it. You become queen of the country.
Yeah, but it was. I don't know. As I say, I watched it for the history, but not many people did. It didn't do well in the ratings. Dave Meltzer was saying in the demo, actually, AEW beat it. In the demo.
18 to 45 or whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be more people at AEW All In at Wembley than there was at the coronation. So,
just before we move on from the coronation, did anybody watch the concert? Coronation concert?
Right. I watched a little bit of it, Ross. Right. I enjoyed the opera singers like trolling the Liverpool fans. That was hilarious. But then I got through the James Nesbitt speech somehow.
I think James Nesbitt got through that speech.
But then they were like, "Oh, here's Stella McCartney." I was like, "Fuck off!" At that point, I was like, and also it really annoyed me, right? Because take that headline, it right.
Yeah.
So taxpayers have funded this, right? As far as I'm aware.
Tax dodgers are headlined.
Yeah, and it's the guy who don't pay his fucking taxes headlining the bill. What's going on there?
How great did Mark Owen look?
I didn't see it, Ross. Didn't see it.
He had shoulder pads.
Yeah. You should have told me. You should have given me like a 4-minute warning that Mark Owen was coming on.
He came on and I said, I hope they do 4 minute warning.
Should have done.
No, they didn't. I was going to say though, because just to bring it back to wrestling, did any of you see the light show? So they had about 1,000 drones, I think, at 3 locations, and they had someone was singing "Don't You Forget About Me," but like real slow, and they had like a whale because they didn't have fireworks, so they had the LED screens at the top, didn't they? And they had like a whale come out of that, and it was just flying in the air. And I just thought that would be fantastic at a wrestling event. You know, where they have the fake ones on TV.
Didn't they do it at one of the WrestleManias recently?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but
didn't they do it at Tampa? Because that was an outdoor stadium, wasn't it?
Yeah, if they could do that though. Obviously, you can't get it as detailed, but you could do something. I think because they had a B at Eden Project. They had somewhere else.
Yeah,
but they were flying about. They did loads of things. If you would have appreciated, I think that's the only reason I carried on.
No, I saw some pictures of them. They look good.
Yeah, just imagine that as a bell or something. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Before each match, have the bell out.
Yeah, why didn't they do King of the Ring in London this year? This weekend. That'd have been ideal, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Could have done. Why didn't somebody get 24/7 titled? Imagine King Charles got rolled up by William.
But no. Overall, I thought there was some shoddy booking. They got there in the end, right? They get the right guy got the title, I think, in the end of it all. But yeah, the bloodline storyline going on between like Harry and William is good.
Should have been some stuff. It has to end in a street fight. Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon style street fight between Meghan and King Charles.
But this Prince Louis is a character. I tell you, I can't wait to read his book in 20 years. It's gonna be some stuff. His character, I like him.
He's gonna be King Louis though, isn't he?
No, he's the third one. Isn't he?
No, is he the third one?
Not unless he kills his siblings.
Yeah, old school. Let's go medieval.
Yeah.
Let's have a war, pick a side. Imagine that happened. Good stuff. Right, that's enough of the old coronation.
Well done to all of us for getting through that about mentioning Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
He was there, though. He was there.
Yeah, he was. I saw there was a...
Where was David Beckham? He's always at these things with David Beckham like that.
Ant Deck was. Did you see Ant practicing his smile or whatever he was doing?
Yeah.
Katy Perry couldn't find a seat.
Yeah. I saw a meme of Phil Schofield like in the carriage. So, like King Charles was coming out and Phil Schofield was just sat in the carriage already, which I thought was good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, shall we do Night of Champions?
Go on.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Oh, let me get the menu up first, Russ.
Okay, well, what are you going on about that then? So we had WWE Night of Champions. It was September 20th, 2015. It was the last one because then there was a brand split and it became Clash of Champions. It's a very similar named thing. It was in the Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. 14,369 people were there. Interestingly, I was just saying to these two off air, this was the time I started watching wrestling again, and I wonder why or how I stuck with it. We booked WrestleMania. That was why I started watching it. I just wanted to know the stories. But it's a weird mix of people. I think it's a weird mix of eras, this pay-per-view. There's sort of like people who are still wrestling now, there's Attitude Era, and then there's Ruthless Aggression Era. So it's a weird mix. Lew, have you had time to get it up?
I was, but some bits came up as some I had to do.
Yeah, fair enough. Some stuff and some things.
You know, it's like when bits come up. Yeah.
All right, I'll do the commentators then.
No,
so Michael.
I've got it up now.
Oh, you've got it. Right, go on then. What was these 40,000 people eating and drinking?
I just wanted to rip on, on Peters.
Peters, yeah.
There's a Pizza Hut in the arena. Good stuff. There's a hot dog stand. Interestingly, one of them. Oh wait, no, this isn't the menu. This is just a different hot dogs. There's different hot dog stands, but one called the Big Dog.
Oh, nice.
But dog spelled with an A and a W, so it's cool.
Big Dog, yeah.
Kitty dog, hot dog basket, fork and knife dog. Right, Big Dog's the only one to make it up.
Oh, fork and knife dog.
Fork and knife dog. I assume that's like I don't know, David Cameron goes there. Maybe it's like one where you old school. I wanted to name my references. No, I wonder if it's one with too many toppings where you just can't eat it normally because they do my head and knows them. Some of the burgers, like if you can't pick a burger up, it ain't a burger in my opinion. It's just a stack of meat.
Yeah. I feel that.
Bill's Burgers, grilled chicken sandwich. That's just what it's called. Classic American burger. Nashville hot. That's their meant to be good at the Nashville hot sandwiches.
Never had it.
Barbecue places, two meat plate, brisket, baked potatoes, chicken tenders, garlic parmesan fries, the Courtside Creamery for your ice cream. And all Dippin' Dots.
The Courtside Creamery does not sound appetizing whatsoever.
The old Dippin' Dots.
I thought you said dipping nuts.
Dippin' Nuts, yeah. Slap nuts.
Yeah. These nuts.
Kettle corn. Cheetos popcorn. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. So that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, a lot of options. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have many options for commentators at this point. So we had Michael Cole, JBL, and the King. Is this the worst three commentators of all time?
Yeah, because Michael Cole was not good in this era.
No, it wasn't.
Compared to Michael Cole, because I started watching this, then I watched Backlash, and I finished watching this. It's night and day. Night and day. Always like these days. This was in the era where JBL was bad as well.
Yeah, JBL was good 2007-ish.
Yeah, and the King was just kind of there, wasn't he?
The King was good with JR.
Yeah. King should have been left in the Attitude Era. He'd
stopped watching, which is weird because he was still commenting every week, but he had no idea what was going on.
Okay, so the whole idea of this pay-per-view is that it's all the titles are on the line. However, there is some non-title matches, which I found was odd. There is a dark match. I don't know if anybody watched this. Did you watch the dark match? It was on the pre-show.
No.
I probably did at the time.
So it was Stardust and the Ascension beat Neville and the Lucha Dragons in a 6-man tag match, 9 minutes 44. Remember the Ascension? They were like NXT's big thing, weren't they? Never did anything.
Yeah, that commentary's ripped the piss out of him. Ruined him.
Ruined him forever.
Yeah.
Okay, the first match then of the proper card is Kevin Owens against Ryback for the Intercontinental title. Ryback is the champion. Gets a decent pop. Everyone's shouting it's feeding time, and the old "feed me more" chants are going. Kevin Owens I don't think he debuted the year before, not that long ago.
Beat John 2 months before this, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Beat John Cena. Because he has a match at TakeOver, doesn't he?
Yeah,
when's the Brooklyn TakeOver?
About a month before this.
A month before. So he's just lost his NXT title, going for the Intercontinental title. Ryback isn't in the company that long after this, is he? About a year, if that. He's at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's still around at WrestleMania because we saw him against Kalisto, didn't we?
But he's heel, and then he goes, and then surprising.
Yeah.
Oh, now he can't get a job anywhere. So.
Yeah.
I think at this point he's already a spent force at this point, I think.
Yeah, I thought there was legs in him.
The second he didn't put the title on him against CM Punk, they had the whole Brad Maddox thing. But it's over for this dude. They've killed his momentum now.
Yeah, but he's still good. There's a few wrestlers on this, and you think they could have. What happened? Could have done more. What do we think of this match then? Two big lads going at it. Kevin Owens beats Ryback. What did we think? The crowd sort of seemed into it. It's the nicest way I can say it.
That was the crowd all night, though, wasn't it? Really, they're only like
sort of into matches.
Into it. Yeah. Again, I might be spoiled because I was watching Backlash at the same time.
Kevin Owens works the arm pretty much all match. Can't get the powerbomb off, but he wins by raking the eyes and rolling him up.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I'm not surprised that these men both ended up where they are currently.
Do you think it was obvious in Kevin Owens? Did we think this Kevin Owens is a future WWE Universal whatever champion?
He ain't really doing anything much different as to what he does now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they obviously thought highly of him, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you think of it, he's not been there long as Intercontinental champion.
I can't believe he's been on the main roster like 8 years. It's just
it's crazy, isn't it?
That's the whole thing of like this whole show really is It's amazing how much has changed, but it's also more amazing how much it hasn't changed in the last 8 years.
So I mean, it's a weird mix of eras, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, I think Ryback was a spent farce. And obviously, again, this is that era where they were just fucking burying people on commentary left, right, and center for like normal stuff, really. Because they kept talking about him reading self-help books, which I'm assuming he'll have tweeted about in earnest. And they've just kind of decided to rip the piss out of him. And yeah, I don't know. It was a weird. The commentary was shy on the show.
Well, I get the heel taking the mick out of him. But Michael Cole shouldn't be.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. It was obviously like Vince was like just bored of Ryback at this point, I think. That's the only impression I got from this match.
Which I don't understand, because I thought he had an upside, and I thought Vince liked his big meaty men.
Yeah, I think once he killed his Goldberg-esque streak, like as hot as Goldberg was in WCW, everyone forgets, well, we'll see it when we get to those pay-per-views. But once his streak ended, it was never the same.
No.
Yeah, and I think it's the same with Ryback, really. He was one of the many people in this era that dropped the ball with and didn't capitalize on.
Yeah, and I think you can never recreate something. You can't. And to try to do it with Ryback, didn't they, for Goldberg? It just don't work. Don't work. You've already been there. You've done that with Goldberg. You can't recreate stuff.
It gets even worse, isn't it? Because after this, they take his colourful sort of singlet off and put him in black trunks, don't they? So he literally becomes Goldberg.
skip Sheffield again.
Right, what? Look, you're going to have to do star ratings first once you finish your frigging scone.
Last bite.
What are you doing? Right, anyhow, no, before we get on to star ratings, what are you doing eating at 9 o'clock?
Well, that's going to come
9
back
o'clock,
up.
that's quite early for me.
I feel like you're the kind of person who doesn't eat after 7.
No, I don't have caffeine after 7. But I don't have a tea till like 8 normally. But no, I went for a run just before we came out, and I had like a small tea. I thought I was have a small tea today, but I was just starving. So I was like, get scones out. That's basically what happened there. I've got into my run again, Russ.
Right.
But I'm just eating like a fucking horse at the moment.
We've got any updates on the pigeons?
Oh shit! Yeah,
forgot,
yeah, they've been born.
Have they gone then? They've flown the nest?
No, I got like 4 weeks past that shit. This shit. 2 flippy little pigeons. But I did find, weirdly, half a bird's nest on my drive today, which was
that cat's been back, right?
Yeah, and the cat. But I looked in, and they're still in there, as far as I can tell. They just look like balls of fluff, so they're dead. But yeah, the pigeons have been born now. So
not much longer, and you can get rid of the bush.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just. I thought it might like grow new leaves, but I just think it's dead. Well, apparently ash trees do that, but no, it looks dead. So,
have you had time? Right? Have you had time to get?
Yes, I have.
The star ratings now. What did you give this first match? I can't imagine it was that hard.
Old Dave gave it 2.5.
No, he's wrong though. 2 stars. 2 stars. 2. It's more fair, I believe.
In fact, this is the worst match on the card, according to Dave Meltzer.
No, I don't think it was.
No.
Right then, the next match then is not a titles match on Night of Champions. It does go 13 minutes 47 seconds. It is the 3rd longest match on the card. Dolph Ziggler against Rusev. Rusev's with Summer Rae. It's part of this awful, awful storyline that Rusev ruined. Announced his engagement. So he's with Lana. She's the ravishing Russian. He's the Bulgarian brute over. He's done his tank thing. He's lost his United States Championship to Cena, hasn't he, at the previous Mania?
Yeah.
In an absolute no man's land. Sacks off Lana, or Lana goes with Ziggler. Then Summer Rae gets involved, and then Lana and Rusev get engaged in real life. Summer Rae, they didn't work that into the story. Summer Rae ended up going back with Ziggler, but he's been given her gifts. Yeah.
Well, Vince apparently just couldn't understand why Lana in real life was with Rusev. this is genuine.
That's the most Vince McMahon thing of all time, isn't it?
So, because obviously he did this again like 2 years later with Lashley, didn't he? Like the exact same story. Because he just didn't think they should be together.
And then they got married then, didn't they?
Yeah, but this is why.
So number 2 stories is the ruined by real life and the announcements.
Yeah, but you now see engagement like TMZ or something, didn't it? But yeah, apparently Vince just was like, "Oh, you can't be right." So,
Classic Vince.
yeah, he put this storyline. That's
the most Vince McMahon thing I've ever heard.
yeah. But I remember the time this storyline was the fucking drizzling shit.
It was. This was the sort of start of Ziggler going downhill.
Yeah, he had a brief resurgence the next year, didn't he? Where he was in the Continental feud with The Miz.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm to say. That's why the brief resurgence with The Miz as their opponent. But
and he did all right when he was the first challenger against Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
and he had another sort of semi-resurgence.
Yeah, 2016 like that. Yeah, but I just thought, it's just that this storyline was like Ziggler was just a dick, right?
Oh yeah, this was the way they had Ziggler as the face, but he doesn't do anything face-like, and it's hard. You need to be able to root for the face, and you can't root for the face. He's doing all these comeback spots, and yes, he's a brilliant seller. But at the end, you're like, no, he actually deserved to be beat up by the angry Russian.
Yeah, and
angry Bulgarian.
It kind of ruined Lana's character as well, didn't it? Because she never really went back into the full-on stern-ass Russian woman after this.
And she lost her accent, didn't she?
Yeah, she became more and more American, and then she wasn't dressing like that anymore, was she? And then it just, she was just a wrestler at that point.
So the ending of this match, Summer Rae, for whatever reason, it's like back and forth. Russo's squashing Ziggler, basically. Ziggler's doing all these hope spots. Then Summer Rae decides to get on the apron. Didn't really do a lot. Ref throws her out, which I loved. Even the commentary, I'm like, I guess it's because she tried to stop a pin. There's actually no reason for it. She then gets angry, takes off her shoes, launches one. Rusev's going, what's going on? One accidentally hits Rusev, hits the zigzag, and for the 3, Dolph Ziggler is the winner. Summer Rae's screaming. Both of these should have been better. This was also the downfall of Rusev. Rusev never recovered from.
Yeah, I think it's the second
to Cena.
We're gonna say it a lot because it happened a lot in this era, but he's another guy they just dropped the ball with. Like, he shouldn't have been world champion at this point, but if you look at how they booked Kevin Owens from this point onwards, and now you look at like Ryback, Rusev, I'm sure there's other guys that we'll get to on this show as well. Bray Wyatt, I guess, is another one. They never even booked him like well at the beginning. It's like, I know some people are like, oh, you can't. I know everyone can be world champion. Like, you don't need to be world champion. You don't even need to win every match, but you just need to not look like a bellend in your first year, and then you'll be all right. But they made him look like a bellend.
Yeah, they did.
So that's my expert analysis.
It's hard to disagree with. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
because these were all coming through now. I like the first NXT grown talents, aren't they? This is like the NXT's been going through. I know you've got people like Reigns and that who are on FCW, but we're maybe on the early NXT. But these are
the network version of NXT. These guys, aren't they?
NXT pure, aren't they?
Yeah,
coming up, and they clearly don't know what to do with them, do they? I don't think they had a plan of this is how you booked here. You're going into this because there's lots of failures at this era. Think of how many NXT World Champions are on now, and none of them look like World Champions apart from Seth Rollins.
Agreed.
Reigns then. Let's do the Reigns.
3 stars, some old Dave.
Oh, well, he is wrong.
He is wrong, Big Pop.
Because Rusev is boring. Will always be boring. AEW have got him where he belongs, which is hardly on TV.
Off telly.
1 star.
1 star.
1 star.
There we go. Buried Rusev. Yeah.
Bring back Rusev Day. I love Rusev Day.
Yeah. Well, he was doing a bit of the comedy stuff in this one, but
yeah, Rusev. He should have had the tag team titles when he was Rusev Day.
Dolph Ziggler was the only redeeming factor of this match. Summer Rae was awful.
Yeah, Summer Rae was terrible.
Yeah, Summer Rae doesn't deserve to have a wrestling contract.
She's legend now, us.
Is she? Is she a legend?
Said on SmackDown on our Chevron.
That's a very loose phrase, isn't it?
Yeah,
legend.
She's legend.
Yeah, I was on that Wikipedia page earlier, and she played 3 seasons in the formerly known as the Lingerie Football League. It's now like the Women's Football League, isn't it?
It's the Legends Football League. I'm not making that up.
It was called the Legends football. Is that why she's a legend?
They changed it from, I don't know,
I thought you were saying she was like had a Legends contract with WWE or something.
No, she does. No, it's called the X League now.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah, she did 3 seasons in that.
LFL, Lingerie Football League. Then it became the Legends Football League. And then
Makes sense. You have to change your branding, yeah.
Then it became the Extreme Football League. But I guess XFL, so now it's just the X League.
Terrible
I don't know if they still wear lingerie or not.
I don't know. Terrible. Just let them have. If you want to play American football, just let them play American football.
It's not the All-Star game, it's the All-Fantasy game.
Oh, God. Rubbish. Moving on then to the next match. This is for the WWE Tag Team titles. The worst version of these titles. I still hate them now. They look like 2 pennies. Terrible. I don't know why they've got these. But it is the Dudley Boys against the New Day. The New Day are the champions. It's in the middle of their record-breaking run in this, I think.
Yeah, it's very near the start of it, I think, actually.
Right at the start. They don't lose. Yeah. They don't lose it until the bar. Sheamus and Cesaro.
I do not like heel New Day. Just throwing it out there.
It's surprising because you forget that's how they started out, don't you? You think they're massive merch sellers now.
Yeah.
And there's all the kids with all the unicorn stuff and all that. But yeah,
I did remember
positivity was doing heels, wasn't they?
They're very close to turning face at this point. Because obviously the face when we went to see it. Oh, no, were they? Yeah, they were faces at that point.
Oh, yeah, it was against
the League of Nations, wasn't it?
Yeah, great.
Because I remember this is in the September, wasn't it? The month before is when they first got the trombone out.
Right.
SummerSlam. And that's when the Dudleys came back, but the New Day were really getting over his face at that point, I think. So this is probably one of the last matches as a heel team, actually. Because they're really trying to get heat in that promo. But
yeah. And the way the acts throughout the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to not like Big E gyrating.
Yeah. But people didn't for a long time.
It's hard to boo that.
Yeah.
The Dudley Boys then. So I think like the year before, they've not been back long, have they, Dudley Boys?
Been back a month.
Bubba Ray is one of TNA's biggest stars, but I thought he looked a bit old here.
Yeah.
He goes back to TNA after this, doesn't he, or Impact?
Well, he's back in, what's he in now? NWA, he's still an active wrestler.
Yeah, that's Bully Ray. But considering he was a world champion before he came here, I just thought he looked real old. No, Demon's always looked old.
I think it was meant to be a retirement tour for him, like 1 year, and then they were done.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they lose this match. Well, they're about to win it. So they're going on about it. Nobody's ever kicked out with a 3D. That's the whole thing. JBL says it about 5,000 times on commentary. They hit the 3D, and Woods, who's not in the match, he's outside, comes in, breaks up DQ. And then the Dudleys win, but it doesn't count. Then they get the tables out, and in the end, Woods end up going through a table with a 3D.
Yeah. So
Dudley Boys win, but it's by DQ. I didn't like the finish. Just don't do it. Don't do the 3D. I'll do it after. I don't know. I thought it was cheap, but they're trying to build heat.
Yeah, I suppose he didn't technically kick out. I think they still claimed it.
Yeah.
The first person to fully kick out one was Sami Zayn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was the Usos who did it, but I think that was the
but even still, 1D was protected as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first person to do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do we make of this match then? New Day stays champions.
I'm a big Dudley Boys fan, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was all right. It was
nostalgia
tour. You got a table spot. They didn't really know what to do with the Dudleys at this point.
You got a table, but you didn't.
I felt like
the tables.
I felt like they were wasted on this run.
Yeah.
Was it the WrestleMania just gone that they were on the kickoff show, or is it the next?
No,
WrestleMania?
it's the next one.
Yeah,
because they were heels at that point.
Against the Usos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why would you have the Dudley Boys on the kickoff show?
Yeah. Oh, at that point they were heels. They were so dead and buried at that point. They were. No, they got a big pop because they'd just been on the Hall of Fame night before. I can't remember
but the day after, and Enzo Amore and Cassidy faces, aren't they?
Yeah. They were just. I feel like this is the point, like, where against everything I was saying on the news show, they could have done with the brand split, really. Because one, this Night of Champions was weird. Because there was not that many championships to defend compared to normal. But two, you've got New Day on this big run. It's the same as should have with Roman now, innit? But in a smaller sense. If the New Day were on a different brand, then you could have. The Dudleys were on a different brand. You could have had them give like a month run or something, and it wouldn't have mattered. They must have decided at some point they were going to have New Day on this big.
Demolition's record.
Yeah. It's when Demolition involved in the lawsuit on the same time, and it was like.
Probably.
I think they agreed to pull the trigger quite early on, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because Dudley Boys, they do a thing with the Wyatts, don't they, soon?
Yeah.
And it's like ECW against
Tommy
the
Dreamer
Wyatts.
and who's the other one? Oh, Rhino, innit?
Rhino, yeah. Because he's on XC in it at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone thought it was going to be RVD, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I was back in Sandman, personally, but it's not meant to be.
Okay, star ratings then for the New Day's return.
Oh, bloody hell, I've got off it. I was looking at the laundry at Football League, right?
That's it.
2 3/4.
Oh, come on, Dave. Do better than that. 3.5 stars.
3.5 for the nostalgia.
I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
Yeah. I guess if we're watching it now when we're thinking that, but we've seen the other boys loads. It's hard to judge in the moment. We sort of all watched it in the moment, but I guess if you've not seen the Dudley Boys before and you're watching them live and put someone through a table, that's all you want to see.
Yeah, it was weird. It's weird, isn't it, when you put someone in a championship feud so early on? Because what do they do afterwards? Which is what the Dudley Boys did. They had the Wyatt thing, but after that, it was like there was sod all for them to do. To be honest, it was.
And then they go, don't they? And they're not there that long after.
Literally, exactly a year, I think, and then they leave for SummerSlam.
Right then, the next match is for the Divas Championship. It is Charlotte against Nikki Bella, who's the champion during her long reign. If Nikki Bella is counted out or disqualified, she loses the title. This is in the start of the Women's Revolution, isn't it? So we have Team PCB against Team, I think we're just called the Bellas, weren't they? But Alicia Fox was hanging about.
Oh, she was. She only got released like last week, by the way.
And then she's gone. Yeah. Do you remember what the gimmick was? She used to wear big hats.
How is she still there? How did that happen?
Was she doing some sort of backstage role?
I don't know.
But
that was insane to me. I just assumed she'd gone years ago.
Yeah, I thought she'd
2018, I'd have said or something like that if you happen to guess.
At the very most, 2020 cuts.
Yeah.
COVID cuts.
I was amazed to see that she was still there. And she was like,
what was that time on TV?
Nobody cares. I don't know.
So this match, it goes 12 minutes, 41 seconds. Charlotte and Becky Lynch were brought up from NXT by Stephanie McMahon when she created women's wrestling.
Becky Lynch is looking very tanned.
That's probably Vince's and that, isn't it? I think.
She's looking like a moron as well, by the way. She's just there, happy for a friend, like all the way through it. What's she doing? This is the biggest. Well, I guess they didn't know at the time, did they?
No.
Like, she becomes the biggest women's star of all time, arguably. She's just there, like, yay, go on, Charlotte. Yay.
I thought, look, you've said about the commentators. I thought the commentators did Charlotte Flair absolutely nothing in this match. They were going on all the way through the match. And I get Nikki Bella has been champion for 280 bloody, I don't know how many days. But they were basically writing her off immediately, saying, oh, well, it's a shame. King said, it's a shame she's got to this big match and she's performing like this. I mean, pretty much his exact words. Yeah. He definitely said it's a shame about 5 times. And then she wins in the end. It was like a weird squash, and Charlotte Flair wins. And this is how you book your dominant champion to be beaten. And Charlotte Flair, I think they must have known Charlotte Flair was always the one. She wins the new women's title, doesn't she? When it's instead not the Divas at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So she's held the title all this time. She wins with the figure 8. Flair comes out. Nikki taps, but I just thought they've made her look like an idiot all the way through, and they made it look like a lucky win. I thought the commentators and within Nikki Bella give her absolutely nothing all the way through. I thought they could have had a more competitive match. This is how this streak has been broken.
It felt very flat, didn't it, for but then let's be honest about it. Like Nikki Bella wasn't
very good.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I just think
she was the champion at the time. They brought everyone else in. Like when they say she's part of the Women's Revolution, that's what they mean.
Yeah.
She was just there. She just happened to be on holding the title when it all kicked off. Really. I know it was their match when they got cancelled after like a minute, and that's technically what started it. But
I think it was produced awfully.
Yeah,
they give far too much to Nikki Bella, and then the commentators just did not. Have you not watched that? So I'm like, is it new to wrestling? I don't know. Charlotte Flair has been NXT Women's Champion or whatever. I don't know, but I'm thinking she's got absolutely no. Well, she's got a lucky win. It's like when I don't know. It's the
Paige debuted like that as well, didn't she?
Buster Douglas beats Tyson. You're like, no one cares about him. Do you know what I mean? The winner. Well, you got a lucky punch and you'll probably lose it straight away. That's what I thought this match was. Horrendous.
No, it was weird, and it started that whole issue with her dad being in the way a bit as well.
Well, so on the Raw after this, Paige says you didn't need anybody, especially you, Becky Lynch. You don't bring anything.
Well, she was a spare part, wasn't she?
And then they have a feud, I think.
Yeah, Paige splits off first.
And then is this a triple threat match? But that's Sasha Banks. No, it's not Sasha Banks.
Yeah, because Charlotte. So Paige turns on Charlotte first because then they have that whole feud where she was like, "Oh, your brother's dead, lol," and that all kicked off. And then after that, Charlotte then turns on Becky.
Right. And then
Sasha Banks comes back in
because she's Team Bad.
She's in Team Bad with Tamina. Is it Tamina?
Tamina and Naomi. Good group.
Good group. Yeah, this is
basically the whole Women's Revolution was like 9 women, 3 women's factions with it.
Yeah, but it was because they brought them up and they were like, "Oh, we'll put you all in factions, by the way." But it was really weird. The whole story was so weird but they needed to do something because the women's division was so terrible.
Well, the divas, weren't they?
They kind of need. It was very artificial, but I guess it needed to be.
Before we had Jamie Noble producing it.
Yeah.
Just still popping from Backlash. So
yeah.
My favourite moment about the Divas like title era was being at, I think I was at an Access, and this real big burly man.
Yes.
He stood there and he turned. And if you don't know, you can get replica belts that are full size, and you can get mini belts or like really tiny belts that you wear like a watch, or you can get like in between tiny belts. And this big burly man on his own, I don't think he had a child with him. Turned around and he's got this tiny Divas Championship slung over his shoulder. And it was a butterfly in it, and it's like just so wow.
Might have bought that for his daughter.
No, he was wearing it like
put it in a bag.
No, I think he knew he was being hilarious the way he was wearing it because all his mates had proper ones underneath and he was just wearing that. But
that must have been like, oh, that's $30 at the shop.
Yeah, I've just had a thought of because Ian listening, obviously. Terry Peters got a belt for Wednesday?
I don't know.
And if not, why not?
What like a because I've spent enough.
Like a title belt. I'm just going on Amazon now.
You can buy him one. I've said this all along. Feel free to buy him stuff. I'll put him in out.
When's I'm not going to come in time.
Try and get one. Amazon delivery.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just looking on Prime. Because the 24/7 Championship's only £20. But it won't come until...
Is it really?
But it won't come until Friday.
Surely you can get one for Wednesday.
Kids title belt, free Prime delivery. What's this one? Let's have a look. Monday to June the 19th. What that? How is that Amazon Prime? It's rubbish.
Is it coming from America? That's how they get you.
Oh, just to piss him off even more.
Oh, get it tomorrow. Enormous, massive belt banner. It's just a paper one.
Oh no, that won't come in time.
Argos?
This one's inflatable.
I think you're looking at the same one I am. 6 left in stock.
It comes tomorrow, that one. Should we get him that?
Yeah, get him that if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. All right.
Does that count as a handheld luggage?
Yeah, I'd have to deflate it, I think.
Put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And blow it up afterwards.
Can I get him a blow up doll?
That's sick.
There's a banner here that says 1 clip, that's it.
Wow.
What website are you on?
Amazon. What about a Borat mankini?
I don't believe he
Come
is.
get-
Yeah,
come-
he has said that's the one thing he won't wear.
That was his red line, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah. You don't know what he has to wear.
honestly. Oh, 1 clip, that's it. Can't really see it. Yeah, it's Amazon.
God's sake.
Well, that belt's on its way. It should be here tomorrow.
Happy days.
Get him a ball and chain.
Keep it in your bag though, and then we'll surprise him when he gets off the plane.
There we go. Yeah. Sounds
Blow
good.
up.
I can't blow up because I just don't have the lung capacity to blow up stuff. It's weird. You'd think I would be a high performance athlete, but I just can't do it.
All the part that seems you. Right then, star ratings for
bloody
Charlotte's big win. We're still doing this.
I don't know how Terry does this. It's just pressure. 3 1/4.
3 1/4. I thought.
That's fairly high for
I
Dave
thought it
Meltzer
was-
women's match, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite that high. I think the commentary let it down, if I'm honest. I'm more like 2 stars, just because the commentary on it just buried Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte will go on to have a lot better matches.
It was,
She's a massive star.
it's very flat on it.
Would you have picked out of these 6 women, Becky Lynch would be the big star?
Well, if you remember us, I always said it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did like Becky Lynch. He was very upset when she didn't win at WrestleMania.
I was disgusted. Well, it's because Ric Flair cheated. It's disgusting.
So,
But,
I think you were exactly. Ric Flair's assaulted somebody.
Yeah. Well, it was sexual assault.
He was forcing himself on women at that point.
Exactly. And we just accepted it. Anyway. Beside the point.
What is this, WWE in the 90s?
but yeah, I don't know. Charlotte, I don't know. Charlotte the biggest star. No, Becky Lynch is the biggest star. But we wanted Charlotte to be the biggest star.
When I started watching this, I was surprised Charlotte won the title. Because I thought Charlotte's rubbish. What she won the title for? Having watched since SummerSlam, and Charlotte wins the title. Obviously, I've missed stuff, but I just thought, I thought I was going to put someone else. I thought Paige was the star. Because
she was the biggest.
Everyone told me she was the star. Yeah,
she was the biggest star of all of them.
Yeah, I think if Charlotte had made some of the choices that she made, she probably would be the biggest star.
Yeah,
one for Sasha Banks as well.
Xavier Woods, what?
Sasha Banks was the one who ended the WWE career. That was true.
Yeah, but I think by that point she'd slid down the card.
Yeah, well,
quite a bit anyway, hadn't she?
Unsafe. Right, the next match then is a 6-man tag match. It is the Wyatt family, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper. I'm assuming Eric Rowan's injured, is he?
Yes.
This is why they brought Braun Strowman in. He's not been there long, has he?
Braun Strowman, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Looks very young here.
Very young, very wild, isn't he? Hairs all over the place.
And
You forget what he
beefy
looks
man.
like, don't you?
Beefy man.
And there be the Shield, or what's left of the Shield, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and returning wrestler Chris Jericho.
Huge pop.
Huge pop. What they don't show, and they've edited it out now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Somebody runs in the ring, don't they? And I think they're going to try and ignore it until Bray Wyatt's like laughing, saying, "Is this your third guy?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was this review that happened.
Because he was wearing Shield attire, wasn't he? He was trying to.
Yeah. They showed it live, didn't they? But then, they've obviously edited it out subsequently. But you can still see Bray Wyatt laughing and pointing.
Well, because Dean Ambrose is like, "What the fuck's going on here?" for a bit. Like you can tell that something happened, but yeah, don't you think it was weird seeing Roman's entrance like this and that? It was just
through the crowd.
Yeah. This is when they were starting to get popular again, weren't they?
I thought Roman looked very young.
He did.
Yeah.
Very young.
I didn't look at this Roman and think, buddy, you're going to be WWE champion.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
Neither did I. But he was. He wins at Survivor Series, doesn't he? He wins the tournament, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then
he said he was meant to be champion, and obviously the crowd rejected him, so that's why they brought Rollins in.
Because he'd already made a bit of WrestleMania.
He's already made a bit of WrestleMania at this point, yeah.
Oh God,
But yeah, because I think the crowd were just starting to get on side again, and he went too far.
Yeah.
Trying to get him super over the next year, and he just fucked it up, didn't he? When he had him like number one in the Rumble and all that nonsense, it was just
because at this time, I remember that match at Fastlane because Triple H wins the title at Rumble.
Yeah,
which is just for his 15th title.
Yeah, because they set him up for that Triple H shoot that he just didn't need.
And they tried to Austin him, didn't they?
Yeah,
or Daniel Bryan him. And then Dean Ambrose has that amazing match at Fastlane where you think he's won it, but Triple H's legs on the rope or something, and Dean Ambrose should have been the guy.
Yeah, or he should have made the fatal four with him.
And I thought he looked very skinny in comparison to now as well.
Yes,
he looks a lot better now. Yeah,
it does look miles better now.
He does. It looks better now. However, I like this version of Dean Ambrose, and I don't think Jon Moxley, how he looks now, can do this version of Dean Ambrose. I don't watch his matches. I don't know if they wrestle the same stuff, but I can't imagine Mox wrestling like Dean Ambrose or this version of Dean Ambrose.
No, he's a lot goofier, wasn't he? And a bit zany, wasn't he? Dean Ambrose.
The old when he like goes into the ropes and comes back.
Yeah,
some of his shots and stuff. I can't see. I don't know. They seem like two different people. Mox and this version of Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
because he got injured, didn't he? Came back absolutely jacked, didn't he?
Yeah,
shaved his head. But this match, so Jericho's back. He then stays. The match is all right. It's a classic 6-man tag. Finishes galore. Roman's about to do it on. They finally get Strowman down. All of them. Roman's about to. I think he's about to go for the spear. No, he hits the spear. He's about to go for another one. Jericho tags himself in, does a lion salt, and then Roman Reigns is thrown into the side by Bray Wyatt, and then in the end, Strowman cuddles him to death. And that's the end of the match. And then Jericho bumps shoulders with Ambrose, sort of like shrugs past him. You think, oh, what's going to happen here? And then nothing happened. It was never mentioned again.
No, they started a feud. Because
that's after.
Yeah, it's a long time after.
Is it a long time after?
Yeah, like a year at least, I think.
Because Jericho, at Royal Rumble, he goes on to a feud with AJ Styles, but nothing about this happened.
Okay, I thought, obviously, kind of timelines merged. I thought after this, you go into the feud with Dean Ambrose where he steals and rips up Jericho's jacket.
That I am sure is after. With the Mitch and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's like 2017.
Okay.
I do remember. I seem to remember a promo that they did as well. It might have been on like WWE.com at the time where it's like, "Damn it, Jericho, Glory Hound" or something, and it was like absolutely fuming out of money.
Yeah. Right.
But no, because at this point Jericho wasn't on telly, was it? This was a complete.
This was his return. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, he didn't come back. He wasn't on Raw the next night, was he, or anything?
I don't know.
He came back and did that house show at Madison Square Garden where it was like his 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Because this was the point where everyone started turning on Jericho and thinking, what's he still doing there? He's not got it anymore. And then he had that thing with Kevin Owens and turned it around.
No, he had a decent feud with AJ Styles.
Yeah, but he won and no one liked it.
Yeah, he did win. Because after this...
Kevin Owens, October 3rd is his next match. Madison Square Garden.
Right. Yeah, Dean Ambrose goes into the tournament.
Yeah, I don't return full time until 4th of January.
Is that when we get the list? Or is the list way off after this?
No, the list's after that because the list is when Foley's GM. So that must be like mid 2016. It's after the brand split when they re-split.
Okay.
Yeah, that feud you're on about is 2016.
Oh.
The Asylum match is in May at Payback. That was crazy. That was just a cage match when it were weapons.
It just shows how all over the place my timeline is, doesn't it?
I think it's also an indictment of how all over the place WWE was at this time. Yeah. Why have an ending like that? What was the point in that?
They must have been banking on him coming back, and he didn't. That's the thing I can think of.
To set up that feud, it didn't make a lot of sense. The Wyatts win. What do we think make of this match? Then the Wyatts win. Braun Strowman is new. They're putting him over massive.
Yeah, I mean that bit works, but obviously, again, the main part was he set up a feud that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to judge it now, isn't
it? Yeah. But you didn't know that was going to happen. How do you think this? Jericho, good surprise?
I'm a big Jericho fan.
He got a big pop, yeah. I don't think he'd be on TV for a while at this point, had he?
And he'd been off injured and he'd done DDP yoga in between.
And he was just doing like Fozzy stuff and that, wasn't
he? Yeah. Because he thought he had to retire, and I think this is his comeback from his retirement, essentially.
So 2013 in November, he revealed he would no longer be a full-time wrestler due to his musical and acting ventures. Well,
I think that's when he got injured, wasn't it?
And then he returned in 2014 attacking The Miz, who had also returned. He had a feud with Bray Wyatt in 2014. Did not remember that. So 2015, he signed a WWE contract in which he would compete at 16 house shows only. I do remember that because he said he was basically doing the anti-Brock stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
And he did Beast in the East, and then Madison Square. Yeah, this one and the Madison Square Garden one. So he wasn't on. He was working for WWE, but only on house shows. Weirdly,
right?
Odd.
Yeah, I do remember that. I found it really weird because that was when I used to listen to his podcast. I remember him announcing it.
Yeah.
Said he was doing basically the exact opposite of Brock Lesnar's contract.
Okay, star ratings then for the Wyatt family against the Shield. Do you think, before you do starring on why you get it up, do we think Jericho should have come in Shield attire a la Kurt Angle?
No, because Dean Ambrose was wanting Shield attire at this point, was he?
No. But the Shield wasn't really a thing anymore, was he?
No.
Well, Dean Ambrose got out of Shield attire a lot while he was in the Shield, didn't he?
Yeah, Roman Reigns was just continued it for some reason.
That I think was one of the mistakes of Roman Reigns. They should have given him new music and stuff.
Yeah,
the Shield had finished. You should have given him something else.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a new entrance. It's weird.
Yeah.
4 stars from Dave.
4 stars.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Get rid of the chest protector.
I love Chris Jericho, but this was a 3-star match all over, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought this was run of the mill 3 stars.
No, Dave Marcel loves Chris Jericho, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he bums Chris Jericho.
That must be the highest Bray Wyatt match of all time.
Possibly, yeah.
You can't have many.
No, he had that match with Daniel Bryan, didn't he? But I was thinking that really, like it was the Bray Wyatt stuff was intriguing, but you got to wrestle, haven't you? It's all right. That stuff. The belt is ordered, so it should be coming tomorrow, by the way, which is good.
Happy days. Okay, we'll move on then to Seth Rollins. He's got 2 matches now. So the first one is for his United States Championship against John Cena. This is 16 minutes. If you remember at SummerSlam, John Cena is about to win his 16th title, and it's stopped by Jon Stewart.
Yep.
Awful that was. I remember watching it thinking, what the fuck?
I've seen what they were trying to do because that was his first appearance on TV after he left the Daily Show on it.
Yeah.
So they were trying to capitalize.
Yeah, but have him there. Don't get him involved in. Why is he? We're not doing SummerSlam, but why is he getting involved in main events?
Because if he wasn't involved, they wouldn't have shown him. That will make the newsreels with it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have another match.
Yeah, true. But he wanted to protect Ric Flair's legacy.
Oh God. So then I don't know how, but I think he's not allowed to challenge for the title anymore, so he challenges for the United States title instead. I think that's how it works.
Right. Okay.
Because why would you not challenge for the world title?
It was his rematch clause, wasn't it? Because he was the United States. It was
was it?
It was a double championship match last time. Yeah.
Yes. There we go. Rematch clause then. Goes 16 minutes. I enjoyed this match. This was not peak Cena, but he's not slowed down like now when it takes him a while to get going. Also, he had very Cena-like hair. I don't like watching him these days because one, he's got a Terry Peters bald spot. So his hair's too long. Looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, he's the actor John Cena now, isn't
he? Yeah. Seth Rollins is fantastic in everything he does. What did we think of this? John Cena wins after the attitude adjustment. What do we think?
Not the result I was expecting, but I was all for it. I enjoyed the match. It was good.
I thought there'd be some shenanigans to get the title off Rollins.
I thought he'd lose this match, and then I think when I was watching it, I was years ago because I remember watching it. I thought that the Seth would retain this and lose against Sting.
Is that what you thought? Or is that what you wanted?
That's what I wanted. But
I think there's a big strength of feeling that Sting was going to win it, though, wasn't he? I think.
yeah, I think if he had that moment in the ring, which we'll get onto in the next match, I wonder if that was initially the plan, just to give him a short run, which he never got. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It was a weird storyline, though, that he was like the authorities guy, but I understood that he had to have 2 matches because that was every title was defended.
I like the concept of that.
Yeah, but why did they make him go back to back?
Yeah.
More
Like
fun,
it worked
because
it looked like Sting could win it, but if you think in Triple H and Stephanie don't booking it,
it makes if he was the face,
do it first.
Then I get it. Yeah,
yeah,
but not.
Yeah,
not if he was not the heel.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah, so Cena wins. Then
Yeah.
So this was the longest match of the night.
Yeah, and it's classic Dick Cena at the end, wasn't it? F5'd him on the concrete for no reason.
No, he tried to run away.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I've seen it. What ratings we giving this thing?
Oh, Dave, 4 stars again. So joint best match with the 6-man tag.
I think this was the best match.
I think this was the best match on the card thus far.
Yeah.
4.5 from me.
4.5.
Yeah.
Don't think it's quite 5 stars.
Okay, not being it's 2 of the best in-ring guys. Cena's a better in-ring guy than people give credit for, and obviously everyone knows.
Yeah, it gets a lot of stick from me.
Yeah.
Anybody says Cena can't wrestle, they just need to watch that match with AJ Styles. I think is it Royal Rumble?
Don't leave the ring. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Don't where there's like a Styles clash from the top rope, the super
it goes for like half an hour. They don't actually leave the ring once. The entire match.
People give him a lot of stick, but I think if it weren't for Cena, I think WWE would have potentially gone down in the years that he carried him. If it weren't for Cena,
yeah,
there was no one else.
Yeah, they carried it a long old time. Like they were already calling him a legend at this point. was that years ago?
Yeah,
he just carried him for like 20 years, didn't he?
Well, he'd already been in there for 12 years at that point, I think. Oh, yeah, so.
No, was it 2003, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then when does he go? 2020, he sort of winds down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's 17 years. Jesus Christ. Do you give him the record? Give him 17?
No, not at this point, no.
I agree with Ric Flair, and that the person that should beat the record should be Randy Orton.
Well, he's got 15 now.
Yeah,
hopefully he's healthy because he's still got 10 years left, hasn't he? Orton.
Yeah, realistically. I mean, he's the one guy that's been there from like day one of his career, I suppose. Never gone off to do anything else. Never gone and kind of gone to another company.
Yeah,
he was the chosen one, wasn't he? The third year.
Yeah, 2002 he debuted. It was really early, wasn't it?
Yeah, youngest champion of all time. Record breaker. Yeah,
but yeah, no, because I just don't think Cena could have, and it's the same reason why realistically I don't think The Rock's going to come back now and have a match with Reigns, because I don't think the Hollywood execs want him to have big matches.
No,
like Cena's not really taking bumps, is he?
No, they don't want. Cena breaks his collarbone.
Yeah, even in a match with Theory though, it wasn't really. It just again amazes me that Bad Bunny's allowed to do that, because surely his management like, dude, you got a gig. You headline Coachella soon. But
it's different though. Bad Bunny is the man there.
Yeah,
he's running. He'll probably be running his own. He'll be telling them, "I want a gig. I want to do this."
Yeah, I suppose Cena's
getting paid a lot of money by
half breaking it into Hollywood, isn't he?
Yeah. I would imagine is how that
but
works.
No, I don't think he could do it justice now. I mean, even Cena's last title reign was 2 weeks. It
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
16th. Yeah, he won it at the elimination. He won it
in that match you're talking about.
Yeah, and
AJ Styles, and then lost it 2 weeks later.
I would personally not want to see a shorter title reign, because I think it's just a waste at this point. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. We forget that in years to come it won't matter, because I mean, Ric Flair's last title reign was just an episode of Nitro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't even hold the belt. He just got named champion at the start of the night and lost it at the end.
Yeah, he did. I would like to see a heel Randy Orton run, though. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay then. So so Cena wins. Seth tries to leave. He gets AA'd onto the concrete, and then Sting comes out, and they're actually having a decent match, I think. Up until there's 2 points in this match. One of them is stage, one of them's not. I think. So Sting is on the announce table. He's about to put Rollins through it. Rollins pushes him. He goes through the Spanish announce table because why? Do you remember there was that weird period where he wasn't putting them through the Spanish table? They put it through the English one. It looks like he bangs his head on the monitor. I don't know how legit that is.
I completely forgot about that hill spot, to be honest.
They replayed it a few times, and I kind of watched it over. I think he just misses the monitor.
I think it was planned, that spot.
Yeah, I think it was planned. He was probably about an inch off banging his head from what I could see. I might be wrong, and Sting might say otherwise, but it looked to me like he just missed the monitor.
Yeah, because I think it was maybe to give Rollins some time to recuperate. Everyone's around him. Rollins tries to do the old walk. He's about to walk off, and he thinks, actually, I'm going to beat Sting up even more. Sting gets back in the ring and then starts doing Stinger splashes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good. Until there's a buckle bomb. I think there's a couple buckle bombs, but it's the second one. Sting, is it a neck injury or a shoulder injury? Something goes.
It's whiplash, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Finn Balor with the shoulder, wasn't
it?
Yeah. He's not right.
Well, he gets up, doesn't he? But then he just falls to his knees.
He just carry on, credit where credit's due, and he puts him into a Scorpion Deathlock, and he gets rolled up. Match end.
It was more dramatic than I remembered, actually. In my mind, there was the whole, because you can hear Seth shout, "Duck my line," and he just falls over it.
Yeah.
But I always assumed he just rolled him up at that point, but they actually, the crowd were really going for those 2 Scorpion Deathlocks. The fact they did it twice as well.
It
was a more normal finish than I remember it.
Yeah, when I thought about it, I thought this happens quite early on, and it's like a terrible match. I actually quite enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I think it was a plan. I'm sure it was a planned finish. I'm sure I remember reading that at the time.
But yeah.
Okay, so they didn't change it on the spot.
No.
Okay.
They might have missed some other stuff out, but I think they actually did what they were going to do.
Because I wondered, but then I think based on what's happened earlier in the night, so the match finishes, and then Sheamus comes out. He's Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah, I completely forgot about all this.
He's already threatened it, but then they always threaten it, don't they? So I wondered if the match got cut short, and this is why they did Sheamus.
No, because there was a segment earlier in the night.
Yeah. But I didn't know if that was just teasing it.
I think it was because they had to do the camera turn. I think it was all planned, to be honest with it.
Maybe. So Sheamus comes out. He's about to cash in. The referees do my head in on cash-ins.
Yeah, you sure?
I'm telling you, cash this mate. And then they ask for about 10 minutes. Are you sure? What was what Kyoto did it for about half an hour, didn't he?
Carmelo's here.
I just, I am. That's why I'm giving you the briefcase, moral. He hits the broad kick. He's about to cash in, and then Kane comes out of nowhere. He's dressed as Kane, like old Kane, because I don't like the new mask. Probably Kane don't like it either. Satire. He, at this moment in time, he's corporate Kane because he's part of the corporation, so he's sort of in a suit. Underrated version of Kane for me. And then he's come back. He choke slams Rollins. Sheamus is all getting all giddy, saying, "Do it again." And then Kane choke slams him, and it goes off the air. The feud after this it's that great, hilarious feud where Kane keeps turning up as corporate Kane and just not acknowledging what's happened. He's not getting enough credit.
I've got some beef for this.
What's your beef?
Kane hasn't got a tan at all. At all. Looks very pale.
Bischoff wouldn't have liked that, would he?
No, he'd have sacked him for that. I mean, this next feud, Rollins' last one, he gets injured, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's injured. Is it a house shot?
Yeah, in Dublin, Ireland.
2015 and 2016, everyone got injured, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was horrendous for the time getting injured. Yeah, Sheamus is champion later in the year, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks like a right geek in this.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that I remember when they gave Sheamus Money in the Bank this year, it was a really boring choice. Like, it was just really uninspired. Because he was doing nothing at this point.
Yeah. This was when everyone hated Sheamus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he came back with a bar. Everyone loves Sheamus again.
Yeah, he kind of ruined everything he was in at this point.
Yeah, I remember you saying, yeah. I remember watching that Survivor Series and Sheamus came out and it's like, yeah, rubbish.
It just ruins things.
Yeah. So Kane's back. What do we make of this whole match? And obviously, it's a shame Sting couldn't finish it. Would turn out to be his last match in WWE, last match for 5 years until his contract runs out. So I don't know if he was cleared before that or not.
I was trying to remember. I think he retired. I don't think it was a career-ending injury, but I think he just thought, I don't want to do this anymore, and that's why he retired. I think. Obviously, he would have been out for a while, but I don't think it was. I think I seem to remember him saying he just thought, right, I've done everything now. I've been in WWE. I'll call it a day.
It was just a terrible run, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Terrible run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots
terrible,
of pay-per-view matches.
Terrible booking, and it's probably just Vince being Vince.
Triple H being Triple H as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It technically was 50-50 because he had 2 matches on Raw, didn't
he? Yeah.
They won.
But he should have won at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a given, that one. Because, again, when we talk about the match at Puerto Rico, it's the same deal on it, but imagine that, but Damian Priest won at the end. That's basically what happened with this thing, one.
Yeah, but Triple H isn't going to let DX lose to NWA, is he?
Yeah, but
which didn't make any sense.
It made sense, but it was just like, you got to get the people they want sometimes. But... Yeah.
And then he came back. It was great when he came back. I thought that was the statue thing and stuff on it.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have had another match. They probably would have done I don't know. No, they would have done Hell in a Cell with Sting and Rollins, but they probably would have had another match, I think.
Should have won the title.
Yeah. It would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
It was just a short run,
couldn't it?
Yeah. It wouldn't have had to be a long one.
Yeah. At least they got that visual of him holding the title.
Yeah. Just Sting. Yeah, Sting WWE champion. Yeah, it would have been good, wouldn't
it?
Yeah. What are the ratings then? What are the old star ratings?
Old Dave, 3 stars.
Oh, get out, Dave. 4 stars from me. Sting's in my top 3.
Yeah, I think if he hadn't have got injured and if they had done a bit more, maybe it went another 5 minutes. Because it was a short pay-per-view on it, 2 hours 41. I feel like it was short for this era.
Yeah.
I feel like there was all 3 hours, weren't they?
At least, yeah.
A very short pay-per-view. So I think if it got another 5 minutes, it could and would have been the match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, then, what do we think overall of the show?
I think a solid 7.
Yeah, I'm going to invoke the spirit of Terry Peters as well. So it's a 6.5 show, I think. And it was.
I was going to say the same, 6.5.
It wasn't particularly memorable. I noticed that because I didn't remember a lot of stuff that happened. And I'd definitely seen this one before. It was when I was watching it.
Yeah,
full time.
It's hard coming off the back of Backlash, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and WWE was just in a weird period, 2015. Really, I think the only thing that I really noticed that was a shame. Well, it was that if we'd have watched a pay-per-view for about 5 years before this, it probably wouldn't have been that much different. Similarly, for 5 years afterwards, I think it was just stale.
Yeah,
at this point, really, probably up until the Triple H era, really. I know COVID happened in that, but I think last year's WrestleMania, which I know going to still that's part, I think that's when I started thinking WWE was getting really good again. I think at this point, it was just if you look at I don't know, 5 years before, and look at the difference. If you look at a pay-per-view from the Attitude Era, I went 5 years either side. Be a completely different show whereas this was just all the same, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I at this point I was kind of watching bits and bobs. Now I'm engrossed in it.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, you actually you're not watching the pay-per-view that with Sean, are you? Watching because you want to see what happens later.
Yeah.
Yes, I started the show. This was the era I started watching. So I hadn't watched it since Batista's era, 2006, 2007 was when I stopped watching. I used to watch every SmackDown and every Raw. Yeah. Got back into it 2000. I used to watch WrestleMania, so I was aware of wrestlers.
Yeah,
I think if I hadn't have been going to WrestleMania, which was the only reason I started watching all the shows, I would not have watched the show.
Yeah,
based on the Summer, I think that was the era. I watched the SummerSlam because it had Lesnar and Undertaker in it.
Yeah.
I think with the Hell in a Cell, I wanted to watch that.
Yeah,
I would not have watched another show after that. I don't think. based on the booking and stuff at that time.
Yeah, it was just a bit. I mean, it bottomed out, didn't it? When again, Sheamus won the world title. That was that one. It just carried.
We watched that. We stayed up to watch that one.
Yeah.
Cousin Tom fell asleep immediately.
Yeah. I thought it was only Reigns. Oh no, it's why he retained it, wasn't it? Sheamus retained against Reigns. Because Reigns actually won it on Raw, didn't he?
Did it?
Yeah, he went on Raw the next night in December.
The 525. Sheamus 525.
No, that was Survivor Series.
Yeah. Is that
the one we stayed up to watch was TLC.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, I do.
It was on my birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. I do remember watching the Survivor Series as well, and he won it immediately. Then.
And it was just fucking the most boring, predictable.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that was going to happen. It was like that's the worst case scenario, and that's exactly what happened. But yeah, I don't know. It was good. I don't know. Some of the in-ring stuff was good. Some of it wasn't. Basic show, but it was just a standard show, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, they had a nucleus of people who thought they could go on to be good stars, and the big stars out there. Obviously, got Reigns, who they tried with for years. Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Like the women's stuff felt like from a different era, but some of the other stuff just didn't. It felt. Yeah.
So that's the show then. That's Night of Champions. We'll see what this, in about 8 years to do a new Night of Champions, we'll see what this Night of Champions is going to be. Somebody that told me that Sting was, we're going to probably watch Sting live at Wembley. I have said, what, in the police? No. Yeah. I would not have thought, watching this in 2015, in 8 years, I would have been excited to go see Sting. Hopefully he's there.
Hopefully in the main event, please. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just book it, Tony.
Yeah, do it. Come on, Tony, you coward.
I had perfect booking. So if Tony Khan is listening, you need to open the show with Goldberg, Bret Hart, set the tone for the evening.
Gonna push that match.
If anyone can make it happen, it's Tony Khan. Come on.
Yeah, get him in the ring, get him around the table. Right, I don't know what we're doing next week. Have we decided?
Well, I don't even know when we're recording next week.
No, we're going to have to have a week off, aren't we?
We're in Patson now, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not going to listen. But we're out away.
Oh no, I did find a show that I wanted to watch actually. That was like another race because it was absolutely fucking mental. Just looking at the card, it was Judgment Day, 2003.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I've watched that recently.
I don't think we've done anything around that time, but it's got.
No,
I think I've
watched. I think I've just watched it.
Is that the one where the Undertaker kills Paul Bearer?
No, that's the Great American Bash, which we should also watch as well, because that's insane. It's headlined by Brock Lesnar and the Big Show in a stretcher match.
The first ever stretcher match.
I have watched it recently.
It's got Mr. America versus Roddy Piper, but Zach Gowen's involved.
Can do one leg.
There's a ladder match between Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri against Team Angle. Do you remember that? Do you remember that happening? I don't.
Team Angle is in the world's greatest tag team.
Yeah. Larry Zistons versus Scott Steiner and Test. John Cena tagging with the FBI against Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Spanky. It just seemed like I looked at it and thought, "What the fuck is going on? What was going on this time?"
Yeah, right, we'll do that then.
So in 2 weeks,
at some point, in 2 weeks' time, we're gonna have a week break while we torture Terry Peters in a foreign land.
Yeah. So Terry Peters' last show was last week.
Yeah, I know.
This week,
would have been nice. He won't be there to watch that one.
Yeah,
we're gonna terrorize him. That's what we're going to be doing. Aaron, where can we find you?
On Twitter, Frankenstein91. You know, just all the great booking ideas, Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. Follow him, you coward. Lew, where can we find you?
Find me at Lew Markham, and don't be weird.
Yeah, have you put that in your bio yet?
Yeah.
Don't
be weird.
Have you had any more comeuppance from that Brexit fella?
He blocked me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
After you schooled him.
He had to go at me and block me. Yeah. I told him GB News. He was having to go at wrestling saying one real. I was like, you watch fucking GB News, mate. And he blocked me.
I love that. You watch wrestling, mate. It's not even real. Yeah, neither is Coronation Street.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, no, you watch fucking sitting down going, oh, come on, love, let's put Farage on Saturday night in, watching fucking Nigel Farage. Anyway, that's the point.
Lew, he's not married. He's not married.
Yeah.
Anyway. He sat home with a microwave meal for one and the can of Stella.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, but he's being weird, right?
You can find me on Twitter at @TheRossM. You can find us all at Wrestling Around or at Wrestling Around. Google us, you'll find us everywhere. We are Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Instagram, I think, probably.
Yeah, I should start using them again, really.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, all over.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can get a podcast. Spotify, we're all over there. Unless you're in Malaysia, then you already know because we're massive.
We're big in South Africa now as well, actually.
Are we?
Oh, I got
Very
any
good.
chats. Hang on a minute. It's like, you want some scoops? Let me get the chats up. Weekly update came in half an hour ago. We're up to 84 in South Africa.
Is that in wrestling podcast?
In wrestling podcast.
Right.
Obviously, come on.
That would have been nuts.
We're back in the top 250 for Britain.
There we go. Good considering there was about 5,000 wrestling podcasts. That's not bad.
236.
Are we beating Gangrel again?
Let's have a look, shall we? See if we can find it out.
It was 235.
I'm assuming we're beating them in South Africa. Right, let's have a look. What did I say about 236?
Who's the one before us?
What the fuck is just we're not there now? What's going on? I've clicked on the chat, we're not on it. Does that mean have we gone up or down? Right.
No, if it's down, I can't go.
Are we back out of the 250? Because that was we were in there for long if that was the case.
Right, this is
terrible, isn't it? Right. Well, Joe Hendry's number 250, so remember that.
Oh God!
Now we've dropped back out again already.
Oh no!
Unless they just no update the chat because they only emailed me 2 hours ago.
They can't update it. We've not dropped out.
We can't have dropped out.
Where are we in Malaysia?
We're not on there. They only email you if you're in the top 250.
Yeah, right.
No.
So South Africa and the UK, is that all you've got?
Yeah, that's all we got.
Yes, lads in South Africa.
Yeah, Steve Austin's down at 240 though, which didn't.
Yeah, because he's not put one on for 5 years.
Yeah. I've just been really bold and checked the top 25 just in case, but I don't believe. Right, I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to search for this now. It's a search bit at the top. I'm sure I can't be missing it, but we're not where it says we are. Great stuff, this, isn't it? What end to the show this is.
This is fabulous.
If you're still listening, thank you.
Thank you, South Africa. Carry
wrestling around. Oh no, we're back out. But we're in this with 84 South Africa. So who's near us in South Africa?
Who's 83rd?
83rd is Dojo and Dynamite.
They're our new rivals. Clearly an AEW kind of is it a podcast?
No, I'm just looking. There's only 86 podcasts I get listened to.
Yes,
in South Africa.
Who's the West?
Ultra Heels podcast.
Yeah,
so we're beating that.
Bunch of heads.
Austin Vergara's WWE podcast.
Yeah, Austin who? Austin loser.
Austin Vergara, and then it says,
bunch of clowns.
So that's that. But right, just going through them, right? You know, our friends at Colourholic, not in the top 85 in South Africa. So actually, we're more popular than some people. Fucking what culture's up there? Oh no, Colourholic 7th. No, we're lying. I'm lying. They are there.
Oh no.
Who's number 1 out of interest?
In South Africa?
Yeah.
The New Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably pay for it.
Yeah.
Bots and that, and it probably Russian bots.
Who's I don't know who's number 1 in Britain. Jim Cornette is number 1 in Britain.
Oh God, I don't want to be number 1.
So yeah. There we go. So we need to get
subscribing, get listening.
We need to get back in. How heartbreaking. How could we have been in it at 1 minute past 8? 2 hours. We dropped out again. Fuck's sake.
Outrageous. Get listening, Phil. Listen to it again. Right, Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Lew, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and join us next week for another episode of Wrestling Around.